Welcome in to Northwood Stadium here in St. Paul, Minnesota, as the Minnesota Legend look to stay alive against the Fort Worth Toros. Both teams need a win, and they need an awful lot of help. But one thing they can do is control their destiny on the field. I'm Colin Northrup alongside Rick Northrup.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the SFL.
J.W. Harshon and Ellie Dolomite on stats for us this evening. And Rick, this is the third ever meeting between these teams. Fort Worth has won both of the meetings, but this is the first ever time Minnesota was hosting Fort Worth at home.
Well, there you go. And as you said, Colin, both need the winning. Each team needs a win to stay alive. We won't yet know the full playoff picture until the games are completed tomorrow. But if you lose, you're done.
Minnesota will kick off first. We got Mickey Malello to do all the kicking chores for Minnesota.
Kicking? I want to do some kicking.
And we are underway here from the Great White North. Fielded from the 5 up the middle of the field, across to the 30, breaking outside. Still Harvey command down to the 40, spinning across the sideline, and finally E.J. Minson brings down the returner. That was number 86, Nick Frenchie, rookie wide receiver, with a huge return to start the game.
That was awesome. It just couldn't quite get him either to the turf or out of bounds. Right here, broken tackle. Another one, a spin move, puts him to the turf, and finally gets shoved out of bounds, Colin. Great start for the offense here.
Well, they marked it there at the Minnesota 45-yard line. Eric Price is the quarterback. He had 0 as the tailback, along with J.Z. Bacon. You'll see a lot of those two guys, plus the fullback, Aaron Alexander. Stephen Hacker, the man in motion, number 88, to the top of your picture. He's joined out there by Frenchie, as well as Henry McGee, number 14. And it'll be a jet zero carry. First play of the game will be brought down to terra firma by number 47, Derek Meerkat.
Ooh, terra firma. Where did you learn Latin? Holy cow.
Slim Shady's the other strong safety. David Leathers at free safety. Johnny Bravo, Nicholas Russell, and Chris Dodge at corner. B.J. Loveless, Stephen Black, Matthew Alvarado, and Stephon Ford are the linebackers. Linemen are defensive tackle Mark Mello and Angela Meerkat. Bacon on the carry. He'll slash forward for about another yard. Tackle made by Forge. Tight end for Fort Worth is Robert Garrett Jr., Duke LaRue, and Emmanuel Panda, as well as Jaleel LaRue are guard for the Toros. It'll be a 3rd and 7 for Fort Worth. And it'll be a pass from Eric Price. And Price will fire down the field. Catch made by Henry McGee. It'll be 1st and 10. And the man who's called the Roadrunner in some circles because of the speed shows off his hands right there.
Roadrunner. Yeah, just kind of, it's sort of a lazy square in, if you will, but he realizes he can front the defender and just shows his numbers to the QB who hits him.
And McGee, who had 50 catches for 827 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Leads the team in receiving touchdowns at category 6. Falls in his 51st pass of the year to get proceedings started. And they give up the middle to Bacon, and Bacon, well, he didn't find any room. They said no gain on the play. Tackle made on the play by number 52, Stephen Black.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the play progressions, play call progressions go here for Fort Worth, because those dives into the line set up the pass.
And Price back to throw, fires to the end zone, cuts made, touchdown! Stephen Acker does it again. He adds another one to his total. That's his 5th of the year. He's second in catches and second in yards, and he showed you why they're on his first grab of the evening.
Just nice little stutters. I don't know what you call that, a stop and go. I'm not even sure. Just finds another soft spot in the secondary column. Happens to be in the end zone. And that's a quick drive. Right? I started on the plus side of the field. But good for them for doing what they're supposed to do. And a great starting field position like that.
It's a 21-yard touchdown as Sophia Peaches knocks it through. 5 plays, 45 yards, taking 2 minutes, 4 seconds off the clock. And the Toros are in the end zone on the first possession of the ball game. Peaches will kick off to the Minnesota Legend.
And that was really set up by that great return, as I've already mentioned more than once on this early boring part of my commentary on the broadcast. But congratulations on the OC for those play calls.
And it's quite Nam on the return, and he gets brought down at the 25-yard line. That's where Minnesota will start. Led by quarterback Johnny Reno, running backs Isaac Knox and Colin Hart. Fullback is Jay Baldwin. Wide receivers, in addition to Mam, are Deezer Powell, Jay Taylor, and E.J. Mintz. Jason Franz is the tight end, number 87. Carly Ford and Axel Raven are the tackles, and Ruthie Raven and Griffin King are the offensive guards. The throw down the middle, tipped in the air and incomplete. Looking for Minson. Delaney Nash, season MVP back in season 21, there to knock it away at the strong safety position.
Well, you know, I fought with the French Foreign Legion for 3 years in North Africa, and we're going to joke about the French. It was apropos. See what I did there? That was French, too.
We'll introduce you to the rest of the Fort Worth defense after we have a moment, as Powell will move in motion, followed by one of the corners, Tobias Gordon, number 20. The back throw, Reno. Green pocket fires, and it's right at the feet of the defender, knocked away. That was Ben Stone, the free safety. Zion Waddles is also back there. In addition to Gordon, they also have Adam Leach and Aiden Davis out in the corner. Jeff Spicoli and Shad Anklefoot are the outside linebackers.
Danger is my business.
Luther Gahn and Hendrik Callahan are the tackles. The ends are Jeff Gagne and Gary Giga. And just like that, it's 3rd and 10. Oh, run, play action. Throw down the middle field, and this time it's complete. E.J. Minson, number 83.
And that's a real football play right there. 3rd and long right off the bat. They don't want to stall out after giving up the opening drive. And they convert. Well done.
And Minson, who had 33 grabs for 428 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns coming in, grabs his first pass of the day for a first down, a gain of 16 on the play there. It'll be 1st and 10, 7:20 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Minson, the slot man, in motion as they come out with 3 wide receivers against the standard nickel defense.
Right, defense not sure what to expect, and there's another look on the scene.
They go at the post again, and this time it's Deezer Powell hauling in the reception. Powell is second on the team in receptions at 50, 696 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. Jay Taylor has 9 receiving touchdowns. That's first among wide receivers in the entire league, Rick.
Wow.
The man they call rock and roll has definitely been busy
rocking
in the end zone.
It's big time, Colin. Well, let's see. I'm not sure that the Fort Worth, Minnesota might have the Fort Worth D a little on edge.
And there's another one in the middle of the field, and this pass-heavy attack continues as Minson hauls it in for his second reception on the drive.
Has Minnesota legend go full De La Salle out of California, a high school famous for running the same play over and over until the defense could stop it. This is a little modified version of it, but they're just throwing right down the middle. And the Fort Worth secondary is not making an adjustment.
This is a Minnesota team that at home, Rick, scores 32, almost 32.5 points a game, which is second best for teams that play at home across the entire league. Down the middle, the pass is dropped. Good defense play that time on Powell, and the pass hits the turf.
A little tighter coverage there, recognizing what Minnesota's trying to do. Let's see if they mix it up here on this play call. 2nd and 10.
It's worth noting the Toros have the #1 pass defense in the entire league, allowing just 173 yards on average per game. The 4th fewest total yards at 293. It's Reno. Oh, it's incomplete. They're looking for France, but the ball bounced off of his fingertips and ultimately landed on the side.
A little discussion there with the lineman. Not sure what that's about, but the timing was off a little, and the defense was stout on that one. So another 3rd and 10, Colin. Trying to match TDs for TDs here. Want to stall out and kick a field goal. Quick drop.
Throw it on the middle. Powell! Oh, they said he got the first down.
Oh.
It looked really close in real time, but the official ultimately comes in and says, that's enough for a first down.
As they say in Thomas the Tank Engine, who's close?
This is a Minnesota. Oh, Fort Worth is challenging the spot of the ball. And the head coach, he threw that Downs flag with some authority, Rick.
Yes, he did. With some emphasis.
Minnesota converts 57% of their third downs on average. It's fifth best in the league.
I know the yellow line isn't official, but it appears he may have gained just over the yellow line and short of the marker.
Luis Gonzalez, the head coach.
Oh.
He gets the ruling to go his way, and he's happy about it. And
I don't know.
For Axel Raven, the head coach, he can't believe it. Look, you can practically sneeze the ball across the first down line. It's so close.
Right, I think you got to go for it here.
No, but they will send out Mickey Malillo instead. He's been a reliable place kicking.
Is he kicking in his Sasquatch uniform?
Number 7 in your program. He boots it down the middle and good.
It started out to the left and maybe it faded a little bit. Okay. Not the way this comes. Or as they might say in England or Australia, present.
And for Malillo, he came in 19 of 23, now make that 20 of 24. Third most attempts in the league. He also doubles at the punter. So the return game, Frenchie hauled down at his own 28 this time. So the Toros will have a little bit more.
Yeah, the Toros won't know what to do with themselves starting on the minus side of the field this time, Colin.
And BJ Loveless, he cannot believe that call was successful and his team was forced to kick 3 instead of go for 7.
Still upset about that. Yeah. Maybe that's a hinge point in the game. We won't know until later, but getting 3 instead of the opportunity to get 7.
Oh, and the running back held up behind the line. It's going to be a 2-yard gain, and this is a Toro rushing attack, Rick, that we've seen up close. Bacon leads the way with 776, and has 3 rushing touchdowns, but that's 0. Despite 497 yards, he's found the end zone 8 times to lead the team in rushing touchdowns. Eric Price also contributes 3.
Yep, we've called both of these teams during this season. Various points.
Here's the toss out to Aaron Alexander, and Alexander rolls over the defender, and that's good enough for the first down.
He bodies him, literally, as he rolls over him to achieve the line of gain.
He ran straight over David Leathers, who leads the Minnesota tackles with 88, and he got taken for a ride there, as we're now under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Gonna take a few.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers. They're going to run again. This time 0 finds a small crease and will pick up 4 yards, which is better than getting stuck behind your own offensive lineman.
That's right. And we haven't talked about the Rick Meter. Rick Meter is here in town. Diesel motor is humming. The neon is neoning. The slide rules are being utilized. And we'll bring you their updates as they come along. We're still analyzing these early possessions.
And Bacon falls forward to make it a 3rd and 1. And this is what Fort Worth did so well a couple of weeks ago against the Charleston Predators. Yes, there were some extenuating circumstances that contributed to Charleston being shut out, but it's plays like that made the Toros so domineering in that game. And they'll give it out to 0, and he gets the first down despite the wicked hit in midair.
They'll give him his forward progress, shall we say.
We're going to get an I formation now. Bacon the deep back. Alexander in front of him. And the run off the Bacon will gain about 3 yards, and Mike Daggs,
He's got a question about the Rick meter. That's a great question, Mike Daggs. Yes, the Rick meter is powered by a diesel motor. It's a surplus marine engine harvested out of the carcass of a German U-boat. Rehabilitated, it burns clean diesel, and it provides all the power we need.
And Zero makes it again, another 3rd and 1, so the whole playbook's open here for Price, who, well, upside down on touchdown to interception ratio, is completing almost 60% of his passes and has 309 attempts on it. Only been sacked 19 times. They give off again, and Alexander got there. Needed one, got about 1.5, it looks like. It'll be 1st and 10, 2:34 to go in the opening stanza and count. They give up the middle on a dive to Bacon, and number 47, Derek Meerkat, tackles number 47. Jay-Z Bacon.
A little 47 on 47. Hey, I like that. And yes, Mike Daggs, there's some historical significance to the Rick meter. Learn about diesels and the marine power, reliable power for marine purposes for years, still widely used today.
And Alexander, again, will set up a 3rd and 2 as he picks up another 2 there on the fullback dive. Finn will now come in to give him a throw as they line up in a tight-eye formation with St. Reaver off the wing is hacked.
After I single-handedly commandeered that submarine in the Second World War and beached it on Long Island near the Coney Island Fairgrounds.
And they've tried the quarterback sneak, and it doesn't work.
Oh, no!
Because the linebacker just blew it up the middle. That was
full water boy.
Black. And Sophia Peaches will be on for a 47-yard field goal attempt. This Peaches, she's 17 to 19 on the year with a long of 45. This one 47. She got it.
Wow. And the big draw on the dog leg there puts it through. Yeah, I was finishing my story after I commandeered that U-boat in the Second World War and beached it near Coney Island. President Roosevelt let me keep it.
President Roosevelt? Are you sure it wasn't President Truman that let you keep it?
It was early in the war.
12 plays, 41 yards to drive summary. And the Toros now in front by 2 scores. They're up 10-3 as Peaches hits a long, her new season long of 47 yards. Her long was 45 previous to that, and Minnesota will start at their own 34. They had to settle for 3 points last time, Rick Nordrup. A touchdown would surely do wonders here.
Exactly, in a lot of different ways. Rick Meter is anxiously watching this possession by Minnesota, as it will prove something one way or another to the Rick Meter staff. As we know, the Rick Meter staff is delusional and feels the whole league was organized to gain its good graces. So we're excited to tell you about this.
Reno, quick drop. Oh, just a bit too far in front of the receiver and looking for the rock and roll man. That's Jay Taylor, and you could tell he was frustrated. He didn't get the opportunity to haul that one in.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misfire in a couple different ways. They'll do it all over again here at 2nd and 10, an obvious passing down.
Usually, Rick and I are a Saturday evening crew, but here we are on a Friday night kicking the whole block off as that shotgun run to Colin Hart didn't do anything. In fact, it lost the yard of 1.
Apparently they didn't hear our comment that it was an obvious passing down. Now this is an even more obvious passing down.
So. They're going to go 4 wide receivers. Isaac knocks the back. Reno back to throw, and Johnny Reno goes for the whole thing, and he catches it at the 40, does Minson, and that's good enough for a first.
Yeah, so should Fort Worth have blitzed or sent an extra attacker on that? Or were they right to put everybody in coverage? Discuss amongst yourselves.
Good protection in the pocket, and Minson just found a hole between the 2 defenders. And That was a big play the Legend needed down the field, and now they have a bunch to the top of the screen.
A new set of downs on the plus side of the field. Colin just with the doctor for Minnesota.
Ball exactly on the 40. Reno back to throw. He finds Quickman. The ball's in it for another first down as the first quarter's going to expire. Minnesota's trailing by 7, but they have the ball, Rick Northup, and are on the move.
They do, and there's another completion down the middle of the field, Colin.
Just a little arrow route. Almost nobody picked him up until Gordon smacked him down.
Yeah, decided he better get over there because the house is on fire.
We got a 10th league game. The end of one quarter. Rick Northup.
Yes.
And Colin Northup here in the broadcast booth with JW and L, our statisticians this evening. We got to chat with the two of them during pregame prior to coming to air, and they're just lovely people.
Exactly right. Learned a lot getting ready for this game, for this call.
You were playing the usual inquisitive question style.
I apologize to her. They called me the Riddler. I was going full on.
I got to learn that.
There you go.
So that's one of the rare times I'm actually thankful for it. Meanwhile, back on the field.
For my yammering.
It'll be a 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone. Let's not step on the excitement of the Minnesota Legend drive.
And here's to get to Isaac Knox. And Knox! Ooh, he almost got there, but he says he's yards short. He needed 4 and he got 3. And it'll be a 3rd and 1 here in the red zone for the Legend.
3rd and 1.
Hopefully the offensive coordinator doesn't get too cute and focuses on just getting the first down. First carry of the game for Knox. He's not the back dotting the up. Instead, it's Colin Hook, who gets it. And he ran right into the blitz. Beautifully timed by Jim Spicoli, the former safety man turned linebacker, and Minnesota's going to have to settle for another 3 points at least.
That was a stellar defensive call and execution there, calling the right call at the right time. And Minnesota ran right into it, as you pointed out.
And Mickey nails it. A little less adventure on that one. 8 plays, 52 yards to drive, but again, they end with 3 points instead of 7, even though now, thanks to that position, they have the total yards advantage, 110 to 87 APC.
They do. They're still behind. Feld goals, so they stalled out both drives.
This is a kneel down by McGee, several yards deep in the end zone. And the ball will come out to the 21st and 10. So the Toros, they had a field goal draw last time. They had the ball moved for 12 plays, 41 yards. But their deficit is narrowed to 4.
Proving a little harder for Fort Worth to get big points on the board when they're not starting on the plus side of the field. Let's see how they do here from the 20.
And here's the run to Bacon. Spins in the home. We'll gain about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not bad. They could have pulled a guard or a tackle on that one potentially, and got an extra hat over on that side of the formation during the play, but just a few yards.
Bryce back to throw. Nice pitch and catch made. And that's Stephen Acker, number 88. He's been around since this franchise was established all the way back some 14 seasons ago now.
Wow. He's a vet in every way possible.
11 seasons,
So,
14 overall.
Let's see if the pattern continues. Pass play, run play. Pass play, run play, pass play.
Oh, another pass play. They break the pattern, but it only nets up 3 yards as they go underneath the Hacker. There's tackle made by Alvarado, who had a big stop on the last drive.
Hacker. Eldorado, Mr. Gold. Oh, interesting. They filled the box here. Watch this, guy.
And they do decide to pass again. Down the field to Acker on the little curl pattern. And he hauls it in despite being sandwiched by 2 men in green. But that'll be enough for a first down.
Just finds the space behind the linebackers in the drawn up corner. Enough for a first down. I'm digging the play calling here for Fort Worth.
Yeah, pretty true to their identity as an offensive unit. This is a total team. As the run goes for no gain by 0, this is a Toro team that is second in the league in 1 yards per game with 134. Fifth in total yards with 361. But they only score just a little over 19 points a game on the road. Average 25.6 overall. Wide open McGee, but he stepped out of bounds. Henry McGee was wide open. There was nobody around him. And McGee,
I don't know if he threw the ball in the wrong spot or if McGee ran too close to the sideline, but there was no chance for any yak because of the way that thing developed.
The 5th and rushing touchdowns are the Toros with 15 combined as a team coming in. 0. Short, and that time it was Matthew Alvarado, Stephen Black the time before that.
Let's see a replay on here. Could he have, they're not going to show it. I wondered if he'd have just focused on sprinting to the line to gain on the sideline. If he could have gotten there. Instead of maybe looking for that touchdown.
This is a Fort Worth team that is really proficient at taking away the ball. Rick, they are second in takeaways with 28 on the year. That's turnover differential +6.
Wow.
Minnesota, meanwhile, just 17 takeaways, turnover differential -4.
Well, yeah, it's tough to win games when you're on the minus side of that turnover differential. It's tough to have a good record if you're on the minus side for your season. But Minnesota gets a stop and gets the ball back with a chance to kick another field goal. So, I'm sure they're going to score a touchdown.
Hart breaks one tackle, but not the second. Only limited to 2, and there's Gordon again. Such a hard-hitting cornerback. Has 2 defensive touchdowns on the year. It's 5th in the league with 6 interceptions.
2 defensive touchdowns. Nice.
2 of them to the house. Got him loose on the floor. As Jay Taylor hauls in his first reception of the game.
There you go.
As we approach under 5 minutes ago, they need to get number 80 going.
I was going to say it's a little late mature in the contest here. Late in the second for him to be getting his first grab.
He was sandwiched by 2 people, but there were 3 people in the neighborhood. And since we're on Halloween, Rick, that was kind of spooky.
Good one. Good one. An interception would have been frightful, but it's a completion.
That pass could have been really frightful. He's a foul. He just flat out dropped the ball. He was no help by the fact the defender was right there to deliver the crunch.
Right. He got the monster mash put on in there.
It's 2nd and 10 with 4:46 to go in the first half. We got split backs. Back either side of Reno in the shotgun. We're going to run it again from the shotgun, and he only gets 3 yards. But, you know, a running back in the shotgun or even the pistol, they have to run like 3 yards or even 5 yards, depending on the formation, just to get to the line of scrimmage.
That's true. And if anybody's familiar with the term pet peeve, that's it for Colin. Right there. Why are you in the shotgun or short yardage?
And it's 3rd and 7 to throw. Tipped in here and incomplete. Zion Waddles, the team's director of communications out the field, made a big play on the field as Taylor, the intended target, and Minnesota will be forced to punt. And Melillo, he's pulling triple duty if you think about it. He's the kickoff man, he's the field goal man, and he's the punting man.
Anything having to do with your leg, Melillo's your guy.
He boots it away, and it's a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 20 by McGee, and McGee falls over the 20. The mark him down at the 29.
He does the best he can with that high kick. Allowed the coverage to get down there. Just tries to grind out a couple of extra yards. Good to hang on to it too. No, and look at these 3 guys, now 4 that are coming at you. He's got
that was Nicholas Russell down there on specialty.
That was embarrassing for Fort Worth. There's nothing but legend people closing in on. Where were the blockers? Where's the return?
The blockers. Where the blockers?
The blockers. It's all about the blockers.
4:11 to go in the first half. 10-6 score. Here's to get to 0, and 0 will be stopped after a 1-yard gain.
And everybody's concerned about Denver. Denver is still sleeping. The same position he's been in since kickoff. He had a really exciting Halloween greeting all the youngsters.
And his dog friend stopped by.
And they had 2 dog friends stop by.
Throw down the middle. Oh, Hacker had it in his hands, but Derek Meerkat says no. You cannot catch this one, sir, and forces it out of his hands for the 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, obvious passing down.
And Toros will be forced to go to the air after the incompletion as they go
4 wide, and they're going to send a tight end out. So they do.
4 linemen against 3 blockers, and it works for the Toros as they go back to Hacker after the previous incompletion, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Like this video, I'll say it again, like this video. Please support our hard-working crew by smashing the like button and subscribing and commenting on this video. It really helps the channel out. Turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thank you for your support of Virtual Football Network and the SFL as that play almost turned dangerous.
We've got a bushel load of people watching the game, but very few likes. So I appreciate your PSA there for smashing the like button.
We got high formation, 3:17 on the clock. Toros in front by 4, but they're looking to add more to the lead. He's going to give up the bacon and bacon. Well, he got burned that time by Angela Meerkat, who made the tackle for a loss of a yard.
Meerkat knows exactly what's happening and gets a TFL on that.
He's beating Emmanuel Panda to tackle running back opposite. As Price throws. Oh, what a one-handed catch by Hacker.
Are you kidding me?
He says Price must have said, screw it, Hacker's down there somewhere. And he threw the ball at Hacker with no gloves, no sticky stuff of any kind. Just says, I have to use one hand here.
The walls were closing in for sure. Still stands in there like a star.
And that's a back-breaking play if you're Minnesota. Opportunity to get them off the field. 3rd and 10 plus, and they convert. And Bacon stopped it. No, 0 rather. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and you can tell.
He's a little frustrated there, yeah.
Yep, I was just about to say that, and you picked right up on it.
I can pick up what you're putting down, my friend.
So far for 0. Well, he's been pretty good, but the running lanes have been hard to come by, but the passing lanes.
Another same play.
This time it's Henry McGee. Beep, beep, the road runner. His 2nd catch of the 1st half there.
There, yeah. Just finding that same spot that the, what's his name, caught on the previous first one. Hacker.
And Price is now 8 of 10 for, I think that 9-11 for 123 and a touchdown on a picture.
You know what's interesting, Colin? I don't think we've had any flags. We haven't had any injuries. Pretty clean game so far.
Now that you've said it, we're going to have something happen.
You think that's a problem? I don't know.
There's a run up the middle and 0. He's been held in check with just under 2 yards to carry before that carry. And that's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. The longest run is 9, and that was by the fullback Alexander.
And now the Toros clearly threatening to extend their lead as they move into the red zone here, Colin.
Bacon breaks the tackle, and Bacon carrying other defenders forward, and that'll make it a 1st and goal.
You know, hat tip to the Toros for sticking with their run game. Sometimes, or many times, they're just getting stopped at the line, or as we saw a minute ago, Meerkat got them for a TFL. But they are determined to run this thing.
Price to the end zone, and welcome to the ball game, Robert Garrett Jr. He has a touchdown to make it a 16-6 ball game on his first reception of the ball game. Is worth 6 points.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you stick with your running plays, whether they're productive or not, because they will free people up. Be free.
And it's 16-7 pending the extra point. And thanks to the drive, the Toros have considerably widened the total area gap between them and the opposition. And it's 17-6, 11 plays. 72 yards.
Yes.
And just over 3 minutes and change taken out the clock as they say, yeehaw, the Cowboys in the end zone for a touchdown. And for Garrett Jr., that's only his 4th receiving touchdown of the year.
And with those last couple of possessions by both teams, the Liquidator is now going advantage Fort Worth. So first notch towards predicting a win. Leans towards the totals.
And that was Minson on the return. Boys in the truck have been kept fairly busy. 61 seconds left to go in the first half.
Let's see if Minnesota can manufacture something here. Maybe a couple of sideline outs, what have you. They do have all 3 timeouts available.
They use the middle field, and Craig Mann goes up high and catches the ball. Called timeout with about 55 seconds left in the first half. Welcome in Suda Nakai to the chat. Mike Daggs, Ernest McCrae.
Saw Robert Thump earlier, and Robert had a compliment. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, Robert. Always good to see him in support of his fellow Washington Trident. It's the throw down the middle of the field.
There we go.
Hauls it in.
There we go. Another timeout. Now, don't look now, but the Legend in a position to at least attempt a field goal. They need a few more yards, but they like their situation right now.
9 of 16 for 149 is Reno, who's kept the ball out of harm's way. And Powell is the man in motion to the bottom of your screen. Will line up slot tight. Sort of next to France. Quick drop back. Throw down the middle, and Powell almost on the end.
That was there.
But the defender made a better play.
Gotta hang on to that. Yeah, you're right, Colin. No penalties, no turnovers, and no injuries. And as we talked, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Colin, winner stays alive, loser is out of the playoff picture here. So a lot of pressure on Minnesota right here. Try and keep pace.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Play clock at 7. Throw over the middle. By Tobias Gordon. He skied that one like he was going up for an alley-oop in basketball. And the Legend fans can't believe it. The drive was coming along nicely, but Gordon's like, give me that.
Snuffs it out.
Our friend Eddie Gage.
And we have our first blemish in the game, and it goes on the face of Minnesota. Maybe they'll get some Clearasil for that on the sideline. Clear that up.
Congratulations to Charles Darkety and DJ Kilgannon. They were named the Northwestern Broadcasters of the Year. Kilgannon in particular has done 26 Major League broadcasts. And this guy has been known to do analysts for all 3 minor league games at one time. So this guy has just been a mad scientist. Congratulations to him, Charles Darkety. He's one of the OG analysts. He got the award for Analyst of the Year.
Yeah. I want to thank Suna Nakai for the compliment in Swedish. Danka.
And Miranda Dumas is in charge. I got to meet her and George at the convention in Baltimore. Lovely people there. And the Toros, well, they were just content to run out the rest of the clock of 17-6, Rick Nordrup. And it's been a complete domination by the guys wearing white, gold, and blue.
I don't know about a complete domination. I might differ with you there, but definitely the Toros owned that first half, 17-6. And they've held Minnesota out of the end zone, and they just snuffed out a drive with an interception. So Toros are proving to be a very tough competitor for the home team, the Minnesota Legend Cup.
That's worth noting that one of our statisticians, JW, notes Minnesota gets the ball after the half. So turnover doesn't end up hurting them, but it definitely hurt their momentum.
Well, yeah, and I mean, another play or two, and they could have at least been attempted a field goal. So that probably prevented 3, if not 7. So that a little bit of a swing there. See what Minnesota can do to start the second half.
And the half is now over, and the Legend will get the ball. So far, they've managed 2 field goals, including a very deep penetration into the red zone.
I see Mike Daggs is trolling me with some U-boat action in the Discord channel. I appreciate that. If you want to really learn about World War II maritime warfare, hit the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. On display there, can recommend, as the kids would say.
Well, and if you're a big fan of model trains like I am, their layout there is outstanding also. Ball is on the Minnesota 28-yard line. And the Legend will take over there, 1st and 10.
And really, who's not a fan of model trains?
Reno back to throw. 6-step drop, moved in the pocket, finds Powell down the middle of the field, and that's a good way to get things flowing and things moving.
I think so, and I think Minnesota needs to remember sort of their roots from their successful drives earlier in the game, where they were exploiting gaps down the middle.
Yeah, finding seams down there. Thank you so much, Miranda. We definitely had fun this Halloween. We had trunk or treat earlier on Sunday, so we got to do a trunk, and it was a themed trunk.
Guess what? On trains. By the way, there's an incomplete pass.
Knocked away by Ginkelflet. That's really fun to say. That's definitely going on the all-name team at the end of the year.
Indeed.
Decide Ginkelflet.
Yeah. We had over 60 kids at the world headquarters today also. Various get-ups. But in a serious note, Minnesota's in trouble. Second and long, they're behind the sticks here. First possession out of the gate, they need points.
Just 179 total yards to this point, and they add to it right there.
Known as a banker, yes, Mr. Suter. No, I actually went as a Western Michigan Broncos fan to troll all the Central Michigan people who live near me. It's a giant rivalry in the MAC. Look it up. They fight for the prize is the victory cannon, an actual working artillery piece, the only prize in college football that is a active artillery piece. All right, and here's a run off the right side, Colin.
A broken tackle and Hart. Oh, they said he picked up 9.5. It looked like a generous spot to me, but what am I? I'm just a kid broadcaster.
Yeah, he was short by a half yard. Let's see if we get a challenge flag on this.
No, we do not from Coach Gonzalez. Interesting. Keeps it in his back.
Confident in his future game, is he? Oh, they did 2nd and inches. I thought you said they gave him the first down. Still generous.
And not so easily pick up the first down. No problem there.
So Miranda with a post about dollar bills. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll say thanks.
Run over the middle, and that's going to be a 2-yard gain.
You know, kids these days.
And there's Coach Gonzalez on the sidelines. His offense has played well to this point, and especially the defense holding Minnesota out of the end zone at this particular juncture.
But they are knocking at the door here, Colin. The 20-yard line, plus 20.
There's Taylor in motion down to the bottom of the formation. Here's the give up to Knox, and Big Isaac Knox. He bulldozes his way down for about 9.5 yards. They'll say it's 3rd and less than 1.
Love it.
Look, he can practically sneeze that ball across the line of scrimmage for his 3rd down.
Yeah, sneak it. He's under center, Colin. Not taking a chance in the shotgun.
And the motion bomber over, so it's a weak side look. Do they go that direction? Yes, they do. It's Colin Oregon. He got the 1st down.
He got it.
They were 2 of 5 before that, and they picked up one there. That's a 12th 1st down gained of the ball game.
Well, and despite my predicting, well, they were in trouble. They were 2nd and 10 on the way on the north side of the field. Here they are, first and 10 at the 12.
And Knox up the middle will gain about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Check out the sleeves. They're double striped like the stripes on their helmet. If you look at some of the guys that are wearing these
wearing those green sleeves, yeah. Green sleeves, also a famous English melody.
And the run hard. Oh, he stopped a yard short of the sticks, but it's 3rd and a full yard. And they'll bring the big bruiser in, Knox, who is 6'3", 235.
Rick Meter's watching this closely. It's advantage Toros, but here come your...
Oh, Knox got it! Knox got it, and not by inches. And the bench is fired up about that one.
Fresh set of downs for your legend.
So despite the wicked handing, Coach Gonzalez is like, now he will challenge.
Here's my
the
challenge.
Spot.
I challenge you.
He was already successful on one challenge, but if he wins this one, Rick, he gets a 3rd.
Right.
But it did kind of look real close at the end there, especially considering Charves went up high with the shoulder.
Here we go. There's a good look at it.
Ooh. It's where the forward progress was. Remember, the ball was in his left hand.
There we
and
go.
the ruling is overturned. And Coach Gonzalez wins his 2nd challenge of the ball game as Ben Charves came up with a thunderous stop on 3rd and 1.
And that's a big one because that's going to force them to kick the field goal because they just need to keep adding points. They can't afford to get stoned here.
It's sort of an awkward angle from there. Let's see if he can draw it back in. He does. 12 plays, 70 yards, 4 minutes, 18 seconds taken off the clock. And once again, Rick goes up. They kick it between the uprights rather than putting it in a painted area.
I made the joke. They're going to take the 2nd half kickoff and give themselves another opportunity to kick to attempt a field goal. And that's exactly what happened with Mickey the Leg Malero. Mr. Everything having to do with kicking.
And the kickoff is deep, and this will be fielded. Down in the end zone, ball comes out to the 20. And another exciting season of SFL action is coming to an end. With just 3 games left on the schedule after Saturday's camp. This aerial crew will break down every team path to 1st round buys, division titles, playoff pictures, and more 30 minutes after the conclusion of Saturday's matchup. Catch it right here on the Virtual Football Network. Plenty of stuff to be decided, including by whoever wins this ball game.
Exactly. Speaking of stuff, a running play off left tackle picks up just 2 for the Toros.
They motion Cyril out to a slot. Alexander still behind Price. They pinch it out. Alexander the other way, trying to use eye candy as a distraction, and Alexander puts his head down and gets 6 yards.
Yeah, eye candy. Usually when I go out with my wife, I'm the arm candy.
Oh dear. There's a throw. Oh no! It's dropped by the Cowboy. He had enough for a first down, and he knows it. But Sophia Peaches will be forced to do the punting.
Oh no! The Minnesota legend warming up Malello for another kick here. So they're going to get the ball back.
Well, maybe this time they'll put him in the pass. You have to at some point.
I bet you a Rick Meter staff pop. Don't get a touchdown.
I'll take my chances with a weird flavor of Mountain Dew rather than whatever Pop-Tarts you boys consume down there in the truck.
As a reminder, the Rick Meter is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts, along with being sponsored by Bank Michigan. Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts, fuel for the nerds.
Remember, Bank Michigan, better thinking bank.
Thank you so much.
As the draw up the middle, and Hart, he got stuffed after a 2-yard gain. You know, there's not been a lot of room, particularly up the middle.
I trademarked better thinking banking.
Did you now?
Post office gave me a patent on that, or a trademark on it, yeah.
And again, they line up in the shotgun. Knox. And he'll get the ball out of the gun, and Big Isaac Knox only got about a yard. As Ginkelflat again made a thunderous tackle on the big bully back there.
Both teams throwing some punches here on defense, Colin.
We got some heavy pad popping going on down there. As we get trips to the top, Reno back to throw. Reno down the field, and it's dropped. And they're now 3 of 7 on 3rd down. Aiden Davis.
I told you Malello was going to be seen on this drive one way or another. It's 4th and 7. I
think that's Siege Falcon. But I can see the icon. At least the Toros were ready for the draw. As the tackle made down on the 21-yard line by Shady down there on McGee.
Well, tactically, Toros up by 8. Obviously, you want to score points on every possession. Here they've got to think about at least getting a field goal and making a 2-score game. You know, if they can get any kind of points, it's a 2-possession game. That's going to put even more pressure on the legend.
And we'll start off with a run, and Bacon will pick up about 3 yards. Suna Nakai said on that last crowd shot we saw, he swear he saw Martin Lawrence in the stands.
Martin Lawrence. Maybe.
The famous actor comedian. Didn't know he was a Minnesota fan.
You know, there's a lot of quiet celebrity going on around the SFL. And look at this.
And 0 to the outside. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. It looked like he had to use was going to use the stiff arm, but no, the dive tackle just straight up missed him. That was number 33, Johnny Bravo, and there was nothing mama about that one.
He's running straight perpendicular to the sideline, makes a hard left turn and picks up the first down. Good running.
That's what you always say every time.
Time
we watch running backs, you're like, hit the sideline.
Hit the freaking sideline, pardon my French.
You're just faster than the other guy. Bacon, he got hung up behind his blocker, still managed to squeeze a yard out of that, and look at that.
Especially when you can achieve the line to gain by hitting the sideline. People don't value moving the sticks enough on a play. I think they've got their own highlight reel in their head sometimes. Are you going to make that big play and I'll be gone? Nope. I'm going to pick up 2.
Throws Price. One-handed catch by McGee. He learned from Master Hacker, and he grabbed it with just one arm.
One hand. Get another look at it here from the reverse angle. Look at that. That big, wow. That big paw. Ooh. Again, it was fluttering in his hand as he was bringing it into his body and was able to secure it before he hits the ground. Well done.
Third-year man with this team, fourth overall, spent his rookie year with Atlanta, was a legend down at SFL, and particularly with the Chicago Warriors, where his roadrunner reputation first surfaced. Here's the good Desir. Breaks the tackle, but he couldn't get upfield after that broken tackle. He still landed 3 yards on it.
I'll tell you, he's rough on the defense there, holding him to just a few yards on the gain, but he is delivering some hits and moving and juking.
Both these backs are 5'11", but 0-225 as Hacker on the reception will gain up to the 30-yard line. Steven Acker carrying guys on his back.
Just a little baby toss over the line. Look at that. Makes a cut and gets some tough yak.
And Hacker, he's 6'5".
Yeah. 6'5",
235.
Yeah, he's a large individual.
And Eric Jr. 6'7", 268. As Bacon gets it up the middle, he'll gain 4 yards. It's the regular season finale for both these teams. Interesting observation. Despite it being called Northwood Stadium, Charles Duckaby says there's no trees surrounding the stadium. As Alexander, it gets tackled after about a yard gain.
I think it's more a vibe than an actual description.
Look at Stephen Black. He's just racked up all sorts of tackles.
He's a machine.
Third and 6, Price back to throw.
Look out.
Throws. Oh, what a catch by McGee. Down inside the 10, only first and goal.
How is that even a throw, let alone a catch?
He threaded that needle right between those 2 green shirted jerseys.
Oh my goodness.
And Derek Meerkat.
Cap tip of the hat to Price. Jeez.
Showing the guts to go for it. And Derek Meerkat, boy, he brought the thunder with him there on that tackle. This almost like he beat the last part of the quarter. If they can get it away, they do. It'll be a run to Bacon. They're gain about 2. And put your numbers up in chat, folks. We reached the end of the fourth quarter. 17-9 our score.
I'll bring you an update from the Rick meter now that Fort Worth has moved into position to at least have a field goal. They're going probable Fort Worth. Probable Fort Worth. Remember the progression is advantage. Probable and then book it. Right now they're sitting at probable, assuming anticipating them making it a 2-possession game.
We got a single receiver to the wing side. They give up to Bacon, and Bacon, well, he's clogged in the middle. That'll be 3rd and goal.
Just like the real Bacon will be clogging your arteries someday.
Tackle made by number 74 in the middle for the legend. On the tackle there, making it look back. As will be roll. Price, throw back in the end zone, tipped away and incomplete. David Letters tipped it away, and they'll force a second field goal attempt.
Wow, nearly disaster. They need obviously critical to get another score here of any kind, and he throws it into basically triple coverage with no receiver inside. I don't know what happened. Miscommunication, obviously, on somebody's part.
Peaches will now try it from about 22 yards. And she boots it through. And Eddie Gage saying the best username here on the YouTube chat is rated M for Miranda. Referring to Miranda Dumas.
There we go. Lots of love for her. And here's your legend now needing any kind of score.
They're staring straight up at a sheer vertical climb.
They're assaulting El Capitan in a free climb.
You know, Minnesota has the iron ranges right now, and so far the offense has been moving like they've been stuck in iron.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, Minnesota has won their share of games, so they've got the offense, but they're going to have to solve the Toro defense right now.
And they'll start off in a pass down the middle. There's Jason Fritz. He almost broke away as he's tackled on the other side of the 50.
Well, that's a good start. And again, we've been pointing out, Colin, Minnesota's having some success throwing down the middle of the field.
They're having success until they get to the 20s.
Yes.
That has been their Achilles heel, as Reno is now over 200 yards and 12 of 23 passes.
Yeah, they don't have that deep middle throw available once they get into the red zone, and they've got to improve. They've got to come up with some other scheme, and they've had difficulty doing anything.
And Hart will pick up 3 yards on the shotgun run. I agree with Gage. France was almost gone. He was about a broken tackle away from possibly making a house call.
Yeah, that's right. Ain't that wrong? Well, they send everybody in that line, and it pays off. As they catch him on a run, Colin. Comes up 3rd and 6.
It's Spicoli on the tackle.
Danger is my business.
They've only converted a handful of 3rd downs, but if you need a conversion, now is a critical time.
If you have any conversions, fling them now.
And they'll go with a pass out of the bunch. Down the middle of the pass and tipped and incomplete. Mam had it in his hands, and he's looking at him like, why? Why did I get the ball?
Why?
Oh no, and Vicky will be forced to punt again.
Bring dishonor upon team family. Well, yes, and they're punting. I mean, I don't want to sort of potentially wave the white flag with 8 minutes to go. They will still likely get a couple of possessions, but they really need the defense at this point to help them out, either with a takeaway and even a defensive score. Colin, because
we'll see what
the data to this point says Minnesota's not going to be able to get it done.
We'll have a 1st and 10. Toro's up 20-9 to score. And Eric Price back to throw down the middle. Oh, it's incomplete. Looking for Acker, but Derek Meerkat, he's been bringing his boomstick with him. He bought it that time to force the incompletion.
Oh my goodness, exactly right. Good play, good defensive stop there.
And Eric Price now under the center, up 3 wide out of split back set. He's gonna throw. To the slot man, it's intercepted. Oh boy, he didn't really need to do that. And David Leathers picks off the ball. And my colleague, he's like, oh, they need a turnover. And guess what? They got it.
I conjured it. There we go. That's my high vibration paying off for Minnesota legend here. A pickoff in field goal range. Let's see what they can do with it. As you pointed out, Colin, they have trouble doing much inside the 20, and they find themselves there now.
And for Leathers, that is only his 2nd interception on the season, and what a time for it.
Exactly. Leatherface makes a great play.
They'll start off with a 2-yard run here to make it 2nd and 8. But keep an eye on that man, Gordon. He already has an interception, and he's bought some crunching tackles to boot.
Yeah, he's having himself a game.
2nd and 8. They're going to run the draw up the middle of the Knox, but it closes quickly.
Nothing doing.
It closed quickly. Grackleflint is there again.
Fort Worth will be thrilled to settle for have Minnesota settle for a field goal here. They've
They're
got one more
3 of
play.
9 on 3rd down.
And this is why, 3rd and long.
Reno throws, incomplete.
Oh, and he PI.
Intended receiver, and Adam Leach not called for
Wow.
defensive pass interference.
It was close, but boy, he came over the top. I guess the refs are going to say it was clean.
And it's going to be a 34-yard attempt for Melillo. Snap, spot, kick is good.
Just curls that in again, Colin. Melillo living dangerously on that one, but that's one of the 2 scores Minnesota needs.
And we do get a field goal.
And the defense comes through and gets the offense the ball. They can't do anything with it, but they do kick a field goal. Special teams.
We got Elliot, one of our statisticians in the Discord chat here, says strawberry Pop-Tarts in reference to the Pop-Tarts earlier. Well,
now is that frosting or non-frosted? That's an important question.
Yeah.
Colin, remind us who's keeping stats for us tonight.
We got Ellie Dolomes, and we got J.W. Harshall.
Nice. Thank you so much for doing that.
And she says she prefers frosted.
There we go.
And she calls others that prefer non-frosted, quote, and I quote, heathens.
Heathens. There we go.
And J.W. agrees. He says frosted 100%.
I'm suspicious of his answer. I see him more as a plain Pop-Tart guy.
I'm more suspicious of his answer. Okay. 2nd and 3. We're approaching under 6 minutes to go. And 0 stopped in the backfield for a short loss.
So the Toros' objective here, obviously, is to possess the ball, run clock, put points on the board if possible. But really shorten this game and don't give Minnesota much more of a chance.
We have a 3rd and 3. They go roll out. Dump off. Alexander somehow catches the ball as Price nearly got killed on the rollout, Rick Nordstrom. But Aaron Alexander, the fullback, they don't throw to him very often, Rick. And that time, that works.
And I think they surprised him with the rollout to the left as a right-handed QB. That's hard to do. We haven't seen any rollout or any sprint out or bootleg to that side of the field tonight yet for the Toros. A great time to break that out and move the sticks, Colin.
So just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they get one there as they cross the 320-yard mark. And Loveless on the stop as we approach under 5 to go into quarter now.
Yeah, they should snap this under the 5-minute mark. See if they do. They'll line up really quickly, but trying to shorten this game as much as possible.
Price drops back, now has to move out of pocket, throws back middle, and it's incomplete.
He could have probably scrambled and at least brought up 3rd and short, if not actually picked up the 1st down. Not sure what was going on in Price's head there, especially with nobody really open and still choosing to throw it into double coverage deep.
That looked like triple coverage.
It may have been in triplicate. Can I get that in triplicate?
Throws down the middle, and McGee with the catch on 3rd down.
Yeah, who cares? McGee says, "I'll catch this. I'll get you the new set of downs."
Oh my goodness. Price had a clean pocket. McGee just perfectly goes and eye points the football. As he's 1 yard away from 100. 6 grabs for 99. 2 wide receivers, Manny Slides McGee. They will motion Hacker across formation to stall more time up the clock. I know the defense is going in their head. Let's stall. Get on with it. Back to throws Price. Price. Down the middle, Hacker catches the ball, and that's another 1st down. And The clock continues to push the sands in the hourglass toward the bottom.
Right. You know, one thing, there's a detail on, you know, late game football where you're trying to run clock. The big heavies, the big uglies on the line, it's hard for them to hold their stance for an extended period. And you want to break the huddle later so that they're not sitting there huffing and puffing, because they really can't breathe very well when they're in their stance. So you don't want to keep them in their 3 or 4 point stance too long.
Blitz off the edge, and throw the other way to Hacker, and it's another first down inside the 20.
Because if you do, you actually degrade the effectiveness of the O-line. Just a little piece of wisdom there.
They get antsy and they get twitching.
Well, and they can't breathe. They're getting tired. That's my point. Yeah. Also, you risk a false start or something like that, which I think is where you're going with it.
Yes. It's 3:24 and counting. Toro's in firm control. They've converted a couple clutch third downs along the way. Hacker now motions out to a wider split to the top of the picture. Play clock at 4. 3, 2, they get away with 2. Here's another sprint out. Oh, and almost intercepted.
It was tipped and still almost landed on the receiver who had fallen down. It was very close.
Second and 10 clock stop, 3:05 to go. Total yard advantage, 343 to 260.
Split backs here, Colin.
Go off the bacon. He only gets a yard, but more importantly, the clock keeps moving. Because the clock is Fort Worth's friend.
Want to be your friend. Well, and it looks like, I mean, they'll make another attempt here to get a first down, but they'll be more than happy to kick a field goal here and make it yet again a 2-possession game.
Denver, the service was fast asleep, and now he's up here all interested in what's going on.
There he is. He's excited the last 2.5 minutes of this one, Colin.
Here's the pitch out to Alexander on 3rd and 9. He almost got there.
Oh, that's close.
But David Leonard says no.
They might want to challenge, because if they get a first down here, it's pretty much going to be over.
And Peaches is going to have the opportunity, it appears, to put an exclamation point on it. Coach Gonzalez not in a hurry to use his 3rd and final challenge.
Look at the 2-minute warning here. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, we're going to keep it. So the leader is going quick at Fort Worth. Look at Fort Worth. Fort Worth will win this game. Per the Rick meter.
And this is going to be a 24-yard attempt by Sophia Peaches. She's already made one from 47 and a shorter one earlier.
Oh, it was a bad snap, but the holder did a good job, and it's good, Colin. Sorry to talk over you.
12 plays, over 70 yards, a bunch of time taken off the clock. It's now 23 to 12. I want to remind you, Saturday, a 4-pack, the SFL 4-pack of games gets started with Washington fighting Denver for postseason positioning. Plus, Arizona attempts to clinch a playoff spot versus Queen City. The South will be decided in Mexico City when Albuquerque meets Mexico City and Houston battles Bossier City in the late winter. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. If the Headhunters beat the Steamers, Rick,
yes,
they get the division. But
wow,
if the Steamers somehow rise up and pull out the upset, all the Aztecs need to do is they need to beat the Adams, and the South will be there.
No kidding. All right, well, an early, even with more games to play, an early playoff picture there. And there's that rip down the middle again. Let's go. And then the middle
clock stopped with about 1:48 left.
They're going to need a quick score. They'll take a field goal or a touchdown, either way, and then they're going to need a successful onside kick, as they are now down to their last 2 timeouts.
Back to throw. Green to Fritz. It's incomplete. The defender made a good play on it. And clock stopped with 1:44.
Yeah, they'll take the incomplete. Stop the clock. This preserves a timeout for them.
So we're going to have a 2nd and 10.
Lots of people in coverage for the Toros. I don't want anything to get behind them.
They're rushing 4, not 3, which I know makes you happy.
Yes, you gotta always rush. Oh, and they sent an extra one.
And down the middle, Minson hauls it in. As they're up over the 40 now, they call timeout number 2.
That's the trade-off for moving down the field. It's going to take too long for people to get down there to spike it. They've got to preserve the clock. It takes them down to the last available time.
14 to 28, 2:35. But unfortunately, that interception, the lone blemish for Arena. He throws to Taylor. He catches it out.
Oh, no.
Gain, and they have to burn their final
Yeah, they
timeout.
throw short of the sticks, Colin, and they gotta use their last timeout. Minnesota's going down guns blazing, but it's not looking good for the home team, Colin. And as we talked about at the top of the broadcast, lose and you're done relative to the playoffs.
Back to throw. Over the middle. Powell again.
Nice play. And
receptions.
Minnesota had max protect on, and they still got a guy down there.
Here they go to the end zone. Oh, maybe a little too far, incomplete. Knocked away by Ben Stone.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe adrenaline punch there for the quarterback. He rifles that thing early and hot. Even Denver noticed that one.
As they go trips to the bottom, 4 in total. Although motion 1 of the trips, that'll be these are all to the up of the formation. Being followed by Stone. It's an indication that it's probably some combination of man throw over the middle. Taylor was wide open, but he was tackled 2 yards short of sticks. As the clock is now at 1:11, they're going to run a play. Powell in the end zone, touchdown. Minnesota is not done yet. As it's 23-18 with 68 seconds to go. So don't nobody go anywhere.
Don't you go nowhere now.
Do you dare go for 2?
No, because then a field goal, you can't tie with a field goal. Right? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
You could.
I missed the score there. Yeah, go for 2, and they are.
And they are going for no.
I miscounted. I thought we were at 19.
They will line up. 3 tight ends. Reno busted play, had to take it himself, but he couldn't make it. I think they were going to go off the heart, but the forward defense decided enough of this, and they blew it up for themselves. And the score is still 23-18 with 68 seconds left. And Mickey Milillo for the onside kick right to the defender, but we got a flag down. We might get a re-kick. Oh, we got a clip on the return. Highlighted there, number 82, blocking Powell right in the back, and the official saw. I believe the Toros will retain position, and they will. Ball move back to their own 44. So the Toros will end their season on a high note. Derek Price goes down to a knee. They probably need about 1 more snap. Minnesota made it interesting late. The dog got a little anxious, so he had to be escorted from the premises. In case you're wondering what happened to my colleague. for the legend. It'll be a disappointing end to the season. And they will finish with a non-winning record for the first time since season 21, and they finished 4-8. So this will be the first time at the 500 mark.
And they did make it a contest, Colin. They didn't go down without a fight.
And for Fort Worth, getting back to season 19, and with this victory, they will keep their non-losing season streak intact. As it's 23-18 the final. Rick Northrup.
Yes.
Your thoughts on this ball game?
Yeah, it Toros owned or were dominant as you said, but they owned the first half, and they got themselves out to a 17-6 lead. Colin and Minnesota just could never catch up. And as you pointed out, they had trouble once the field got compressed into the red zone of doing anything but kicking field goals. And it wasn't until late in the game when they actually broke the seal on the end zone with a touchdown. And so, good game for Fort Worth. Tough loss for Minnesota at home.
Look at the red zone. 6 times in the red zone, only 1 touchdown in 4 field goals.
Yeah, that's right. You discern that, and I think that's the game, man. And there were some really good available plays for Minnesota, as we had seen, throwing it down the middle. But they just couldn't sustain those drives into the end zone, and that was the difference in the game, Colin.
It indeed was, and the Toros, they finish 6-6, and now they have to sit back and wait to see how the dominoes fall the rest of the ball games. Thank you to Ellie and JW for keeping track of the stats and figures for us.
Indeed.
Of course, Cameron Irvine back at league headquarters, pushing all the bells and whistles. Thank you all, and good night.